days in marble courts, debating winds and fleeting thoughts, Epicurus' pleasure, Zeno's pride, with darkened hearts and eyes open wide. An altar stands they do not know, to whom the seeds of worship sow. Unknown God the chisel reads, a confession in their deepest needs. They chase the gold, the flesh, the fame, and whisper each God's forgotten name. But the one who gives their breath and day sits silent while they turn away. Oh, ignorance was once a veil, when shadows danced and truth was frail. But now the skies have split apart, the unknown God has pressed his heart into the dust, into the bone. You've met your maker, and you stand alone. They laughed when they heard of a risen one. What nonsense, said the son of the sun, for pleasure is king and death is the end. Why kneel to a judge, why call him friend? But Paul stood up in Areopagus' sight and said, you've groped for God in the night. He's not far from any one of us. In him we live and move, we trust. Yet they shape their gods from silver stone and worship the creature left the throne. The times of ignorance God overlooked, but now he commands all people everywhere to repent, because he has set a day on the calendar of eternity, when the man he appointed will judge the world in righteousness. And how did we know? He raised him from the dead. No more the shadow, no more the stone. The unknown God has made himself known. You cannot hide in your philosophies, or drown his voice in your symmetries. The altar is empty, the tomb is too. Now every knee will break and bow to truth. Some mocked, some said, we'll hear you yet. But the seed was planted, they can't forget that pleasure rots and wisdom fails when the judge of the living breaks the veil. So if you're standing in the market square, with your idols dressed in modern care, hear the echo from Mars Hill. The God who formed you loves you still, but love requires a turning back from the broken road, the faded track. Not a whisper, a command from the one who holds the ocean and the grain of sand. He visited his world, he bled, he rose. Now every soul must choose, and no one stands before the throne and says, I never knew.